Today we are working in Lesson 6, Module 1, and the objective today is for us to be able to compare decimal fractions to the thousandths place. If we take a look at our first problem, we see that we're comparing the numbers 13,196 and 13,296. So we can begin by putting 13,196 in our place value chart. And right below that, we'll go ahead and write the number 13,296. Now, if we take a look at each place value, starting here in our 10,000s, we'll see that they both have the same digit, a 1, so there's no difference there. If we go on to our thousands place, we'll see that again, they have the same digit, a 3, and so there's no difference there. When we go into our next place value, our hundreds place, we'll see that there is a difference here. The number 13,196 has a 1 in the hundreds place, and the number 13,296 has a 2 in the hundreds place. This means that our first number, 13,196, is 100 less than 13,296. Now we'll go ahead and take a look at comparing numbers with decimals. So here we are comparing 299 thousandths and 3/10ths. Again, we can begin by putting 299 thousandths in our place value chart and putting 3/10ths in the place value chart as well. And so if we take a look here, we'll see that in our ones place, we have nothing. We'll go ahead and move on to our tenths place. Now in our tenths place, we have a 2 and we have a 3. So the 3 in our tenth place is larger. That means that the number 3/10ths is larger. We would go ahead and fill this out as 299 thousandths is less than 3/10ths. Now when we look at this, this can become confusing because traditionally students just want to look at the numbers 299 and the number 3 without considering place value, and they will say that 299 is a larger number than 3. And this is true. 299 is a larger number than 3. But here we don't have 299 and we don't have 3. We have 299 thousandths and we have 3/10ths. So it's important to consider place value. We can eliminate some of that confusion by making like units here. So you'll see that the 299 thousandths goes out to our thousandths place. Our 3/10ths stops in our tenths place. We can extend our 3/10ths out to our thousandths place by adding zeros in our hundredths and thousandths place. So now we have two numbers that are in our thousandths. Those numbers are 299 thousandths and 300 thousandths. Here you can see a little more clearly that 300 thousandths is in fact greater than 299 thousandths. So we would write our comparison statement as 299 thousandths is less than 3/10ths or 300 thousandths. For our last task, we are going to compare our numbers and place them in an order. In this case, we are going to order our numbers from least to greatest. You'll notice that the place value chart is gone. We are still going to go through and compare each digit according to the place value. We'll simply do this without the use of the chart. And so we'll start with our largest place value. In this case, that is going to be our ones place. And you'll see that in each number, in the ones place, there is a 0. And so this digit is the same across each number in that ones place. And so we'll go ahead and move on to the next place value. Now in our tenths place, you'll notice we have a 4 in the number 413 thousandths, a 0 in the number 56 thousandths, a 1 in the number 164 thousandths, and a 5 in the number 531 thousandths. So comparing the digits 4, 0, 1, and 5, the 0 is going to be the smallest. That will become our least. So I'll go ahead and write that down. 56 thousandths is going to be our first number in our sequence or our order. And I'll go ahead and just mark that off so I know that I've already used that number. Now, we still have different digits left in that tenths place, So I'll continue comparing the numbers that are left. Again, I have a 4 in my 10th place in 413 thousandths, a 1 in my 10th place in 164 thousandths, and a 5 in my 10th place in 531 thousandths. So with the digits 4, 1, and 5, I can see that my 1 in 164 thousandths is the next smallest number. So I'll go ahead and write that down as the next number in my order or sequence. And again, I'll mark that off so I know that I've already used that number. We're left with 413 thousandths and 531 thousandths. The 4 in 413 thousandths is smaller than the 5 in 531 thousandths. That will become the next number in our sequence. And so that leaves us with 531 thousandths as our last number, or the greatest number of those that we were given. So if we go ahead and read these numbers from least to greatest, we have 56 thousandths, 164 thousandths, 413 thousandths, and lastly, as the greatest number, we have 531 thousandths. Again, this was lesson 6 in module 1, and our objective today was to be able to compare numbers to the thousandths place.